Artist journalist.
Yes, and his...
What is an artist journalist?
Yes, he was asked by
exciting.
President Sukarno at that time to help him to be a palace artist.
I see.
A pelukis istana, so it
Wow,
would be...
palace artist.
Yes, so my father was the first palace artist
Wow.
for Bung Karno.
Hello Sobat Art, welcome to Sendy Widjaja's podcast. Today we are thrilled to welcome our very first guest and my dear friend, Madam Tjandra Kerton.
Hello everyone.
Following from her success at ArtMomento 2025, we would like to know more who is Sudjana Kerton, the father of Miss Tjandra Kerton. Is Sudjana Kerton truly the first Southeast Asian artist that goes international? We'll find out in this interview. And what's more, installed that 8 museums have currently collected the works of Sudjana Kerton ranging from Europe to Asia. Let's find out more who is Sudjana Kerton. In this podcast, we will divide into 3 sections. The first one is the origin, where Mr. Sudjana Kerton was from, his development, and then his pinnacle of his career. So let's start with the first one, the origin. Hi, Bu Tjandra.
Hi.
It's good to see you to become our first guest at our podcast. Can you tell us how did your father begin? When was he born until he went to get a scholarship in Europe?
Yes, my father was born in Bandung, Indonesia in 1922 in November.
I see.
Exactly. Well, actually, it was November 22nd, 1922. So it's a double 2022.
Oh, okay.
And he grew up in Bandung, which was a city in West Java in Indonesia. And that's where he learned to paint. That's where he learned his art skills for the first time. And he was inspired by his cousin, who was a bit older than him, who actually had become an artist. And this cousin of his was friends with these young artists of that time. Afandi and Hendra Gunawan were
see.
the friends of my father's cousin
I
in
see.
Bandung at that time.
That's how he was exposed to art, through his
Yes.
cousin.
Yes,
Did he study art in a school?
Yes, he studied art with some professors at what used to be the Art School of Bandung, which is now the Faculty of Arts in ITB. But it used to be a Dutch university, of course.
So he was trained by the 2 Dutch professors?
Yes, there were 2 Dutch professors there who worked there as teachers.
Yes.
And he studied with them.
Yeah, I think one of them was called Chris Mulder, right?
Yes.
And there's another one. There were 2 really famous Dutch artists who started ITB art section.
Yes, that's right.
Wow,
Yes.
so your father was actually a student of ITB?
He was not an official student, I would say. So he would go there and get classes.
Excellent.
He would take part in these classes, the art classes, but he
Yes.
was not enrolled in the program there
I see.
at that time.
Yes. So what do you remember which year that he studied art and for how long?
Yes, he studied art. It was, I think, sometime in during the 1930s.
I see. When he was a student, I'm sure he has many friends, right? Can you share with us your knowledge? What was the art scene in Indonesia like in the 1930s? That's almost 100 years ago.
Yeah, from what I can remember of my father's stories, these are of course my father's memories that he talked about during that, of this time. Most of his friends were artists.
Do you remember which artists that we may still recognize the names?
Well, his cousin, as I was saying, was an artist who did portraits of Dutch people.
I see.
So they had a little shop, a little gallery or studio, where in Bandung, my father and his cousin lived on a street in Bandung called Jalan Banche.
Banche.
And this was the house of their parents,
Okay.
where their parents lived. And so his cousin set up a little shop making portraits of Dutch people
I see.
and high-ranking Indonesians
Yes.
who were walking around at the time, who
Yes.
were in society, and so he would make portraits of these people,
Yes.
and my father would watch him,
Yes.
and so he had friends such as Afandi and
Yes.
Hendra Gunawan, even Ali Sadikin
Oh.
was a young man at that time who would go by the street by their house, going by on a bicycle.
Ali Sadikin, as in the one of the first governor of Jakarta,
Yes,
Ali
yes,
Sadikin,
yes,
the big collector,
Ali
Ali Sadikin.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So my father knew Ali Sadikin. He got to know Afandi, Hendra Gunawan, and also Hairul Anwar, the
Oh.
Indonesian poet.
Wow.
They were all hanging out together. These were young people.
I see.
They were in their 20s
Yes.
at that time.
Amazing how his circle of friendship becomes somebody's in their time, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And these people went on to become very famous
Yes.
figures in
Yes.
Indonesian history,
Yes.
art
Yes.
history,
Yes.
and literature, of course.
Yes.
And my father at that time was at least 10 years younger than these people. So he was 10 years younger than Afandi
I
and
see.
Hendra and his own cousin.
I
But he
see.
was a teenager. He was watching them in awe. He was, oh goodness, I would love to be an artist, but he thought, oh, I don't, I'm too young or
I
whatever.
see.
But then his cousin got sick.
Yes.
I'm not really sure what was wrong with him, but he was actually dying,
Oh.
and he was on his deathbed. And he said to my father, "I'm going to die, but I don't want my art to die. You carry on doing my art."
Wow.
So that's what my father did. He said, "Do you swear to do this?" And my father was like, "Yes, on the deathbed, on his cousin's deathbed."
Wow.
He said, "Yes, I swear that I will be an artist."
He has such a lofty value
Yes,
that he would
yes.
keep his promise to his cousin.
Exactly.
Amazing.
This
amazing.
is the story that I've heard from my father, and he went on to
Do you
become
remember when it was? When did his cousin pass away?
in the late 30s.
Late 30s,
That's
yeah.
1936,
Yes.
1937.
Yes.
Something like that. Yeah.
And then what did your father do until his artwork was collected by President Sukarno
yes.
in the 1940s, right?
Yes. So after that, my father started socializing with other artists. As he got older, but he didn't become an artist right away. So his father was someone who worked in a bank in
I see.
the Exim, Export Import Bank,
Yes.
which at that time was called Java Bank or something
Yes.
like that.
Yes.
It was a Dutch bank.
Yes.
And now I
Now it's
understand
called Bank Mandiri, right?
Yes, exactly. But at that time, it was a Dutch bank.
Yes.
So my father and his father insisted that my father work with him at the bank.
I see.
So they went to Jakarta and lived in Jalan Pencendongan
Oh,
for a while, working at the bank
Oh,
in
yeah.
Kota.
interesting.
Yes.
Yes.
So my father hated his job. He
Oh.
said, "I don't want to work in a bank. I'm an artist. I
Okay.
want to paint. I want to draw." And his father said, "Oh, come on, that's not a job." So when they went back to Bandung, my father just kind of rebelled against
Yes.
his family.
Yes.
And he said, "I'm going to be an artist." So they kind of threw him out of the house.
Yes.
They said, "Well, if you want to become an artist, you don't have to live here." And so my father was very sad. He said, every time he would come home from doing his art or going on these art tours or whatever, he would try to have something to eat. He said at his house, his mother would hide the food so that he would not eat anything. Because she
yes.
said, "Well, you're not earning any money, so you don't have to eat here."
Oh, wow.
So my father was very, very disappointed, but he thought, well, he understood why they felt like that. So,
Yes.
but he didn't stop him from
wow.
from
Very
developing
determined.
his art. He was very, very determined.
Yeah. So where did he start his art
He
after his?
started in Bandung. So after his cousin passed away, he took over the studio.
I see.
And he started making portraits himself.
I see.
Portraits of Dutch people.
I see.
And the Japanese as well.
Oh,
All these
wow.
Japanese officers during the Japanese time,
Yeah.
he was making portraits of them.
Oh.
The soldiers.
I see.
Yes.
So after he learned, and then he practiced it by making their portraits of the
Yes.
Dutch and the Japanese.
Yes, yes.
Until 1945.
Yes, and then Japan fell.
Yes.
Japan, they
They returned.
capitulated, right?
Yes, yes.
Against the Allies.
Yes.
And that's when the Dutch wanted to come back into Indonesia
I see.
after 4 years of the Japanese occupation.
Yes.
And that's when my father went underground
I
and
see.
became an artist journalist.
Artist journalist.
Yes, and his
What is an artist journalist?
Yes, he was asked by
So exciting.
President Sukarno at that time to help him to be a palace artist.
I see.
A pelukis istana, so it would
Wow,
be
palace artist.
yes. So my father was the first palace artist
Wow.
for Bung Karno.
How did they know? From friendship, maybe? From hanging out together?
Yes, my father got to know. I'm not really quite sure what the connection was, but he got to know Bung Karno, as he was called at that time, through the war, through the
see.
revolution.
Yes.
So Bung Karno, he would call him Kerton. Tom,
Yes.
Come with me to Jogja. Bring paintings of the Indonesian artists showing the struggle,
I
struggle
see.
for independence. So my father took these paintings of these artists, including his own,
Yes.
and they went on this trip to Jogja to have an exhibition in the middle of the war
Wow.
in Jogja.
Yeah,
And
interesting.
yes, and so they were trying to avoid being caught by the Dutch.
Yes.
And they were trying to exhibit at the same time,
Yep.
which I thought was very strange.
Yep.
It was a very strange time. That's what my father did, and
I
he
see.
was also going to the battlefields. He was sketching the scenes of
Oh, yeah.
people fighting.
Yes.
People. He told one of the writers, the art writers who was interviewing him later
Yes.
in later years, that he was on the battlefield and he was wearing this hat or cap or something, and they were kind of hiding behind this
Yes.
barrier. He was trying to sketch, and suddenly this bullet was shot through his cap. So the
Wow.
bullet went through his hat.
Wow.
And he said, it was a good thing it wasn't my head, otherwise it wouldn't be here. And
those are the sketches that is in that book, right?
yes,
Revolusi and
the sketches that he
Evolusi.
made are in this book that we published.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. And a
Yes.
few of those sketches have been collected by National Gallery Singapore. If you want to see their upcoming exhibition in the next few years, check out the Kerton sketches at National Gallery Singapore, right?
Yes. Yeah, some of the sketches they have are the very historical sketches that he made during
Yes.
that time.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So that was between 1945 and 1949.
What did Bung Karno collect? Did he collect any of Kerton's painting?
Yes. Bung Karno collected at least 2 or 3 paintings
I see.
of the revolution.
Wow.
Yes. And they were hanging in the Istana Bogor
Yes.
and perhaps in another Istana. I'm not sure which one.
Have you ever seen them in Istana?
No, I have not seen them. I have
Okay.
not seen them.
One
I'd
day,
like to see them.
hopefully you can see the Istana's collection of
Yes, I
Kerton
hope so.
one day.
I hope so.
Yes.
Yes.
And then in 1949, I remember he was making a few sketches on very interesting subjects besides the revolution. Also, he was doing anatomy nude sketches as well. And then I was thinking, after 1949, I think he got a scholarship to Amsterdam, right?
Yes. So during the treaty, between the Dutch and Indonesians, they made a treaty at, I can't remember what the city is near Cirebon,
Oh yeah.
and so there was this very big meeting there.
Yes.
And so during that meeting, there were people from other countries, journalists that came
Yes.
from the Netherlands and
Yes.
from Europe to cover this occasion.
Oh yeah.
So when they handed over the authority from the Dutch to Indonesia.
I see.
And so my father was there. He was sketching as usual. And he met this Dutch journalist. And he asked about getting a scholarship to Amsterdam. And the journalist said, oh, of course, yeah, Kerton, you really should go and study in Amsterdam if you want. I can help you to do this. So he actually helped him to get a Stikusa scholarship.
Oh, Stikusa.
To an educational
Yes.
scholarship from the Netherlands. And my father was awarded the scholarship to go to the Netherlands to study.
Yay.
Yes, this was in 1950.
Yes. So that concludes the first part of our podcast, Kerton, the development stage, how he emerges from a regular family of a young man in Bandung and then decided to follow his life career path as an artist. See you at the next episode of this podcast.